What if you could be a superhero? Dave here from DC On Screen. If you love this show and you want to see it continue and thrive, please be sure to visit iTunes or Stitcher and leave us a 5-star written review. The process is faster than a speeding bullet. You don't even have to wear tights or a cape. I mean, you can, if you're into that kind of thing. No judgment. What's important is that you tell the world what you like about the show and why you think they should be listening too. It really does go a long way in helping our show grow and expand, pushing us into more people's eye and ear holes. That was a weird way to put that. By the way, leaving a 5-star written review gets you entered into a drawing to win a free DC trade paperback, DVD, or Blu-ray valued at $15 or less. 1 in 10 will win and will be chosen through a true number generator on random.org. Think of it as our version of that antiquated sexist moment where the superhero saves the girl and she gives him a little jaw sugar. Alright, begging is over. Time for a brand new episode of DC On Screen. Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 320. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
Today we are going to be talking and getting super spoilery on Supergirl 2x12 Luthors. This week was a glimpse into the past of Lena Luthor. First off, it turns out she was an illegitimate spawn of Lionel's who was brought into the family without the full support of Lillian. Secondly, she's apparently embarrassingly better at chess than the vaunted Lex Luthor, who turns out was friends with Superman for years before the two became arch nemeses. Nemesi? But
it let me spell the word nemeses without objecting, so.
Right. But this story is about the escape of Metallo and the teamwork between him, Cyborg Superman, and Lillian that ensues. When Metallo escapes, Lena is left to blame and is summarily arrested. However, Kara is certain her friend wouldn't do this. It does eventually turn out that the damning footage of Lena was faked by Cyborg Super-Hank, which exonerates Lena. Ultimately, a battle ensues between Supergirl and the CADMUS trio, but the results are deadly for Metallo, whose use of synthetic Kryptonite are inevitably self-destructive. Cyborg-Hank and Lillian scuttle away, and the Manhunter shows up in time to give Supergirl enough time to save Lena, but Metallo is supposedly a goner. All the while, James and Kara have been talking, and the relationship between Guardian and Supergirl may have a future because they've talked about mutual trust now, and game night is back on. Also, Alex comes out to the gang, who are all happy for her, but with varying degrees of not surprised. And Kara finally faces her feelings for Lionel. The two almost kiss, even, until a fifth-dimensional imp shows up and steals the scene, declaring his love for Kara.
Yeah. This show just refuses to let her kiss people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it does. And she's still a jerk in this episode.
Yeah, but she was trying to get over it there at the end, at least. I mean, and she's like complissulting him, I guess, however that's called. Like she's just trying to describe him, and it like how they're different. And she just ends up shoving her foot further down her throat.
Well, I mean, she says, "You're an arrogant dude, bro, and I'm the personification of the American way." Come on, man.
He pulls back like, and I'm arrogant. And, at least you can see her kind of break and go, "Yeah, that's shitty." There was at least signs of the old Kara in that scene where it's like, okay, you know what? I may be a little full of myself. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to get over it. And Lionel is apparently very understanding.
I actively cheered when they said, can we just stop trying to protect each other and get back to being friends with her and James? Yeah.
Well, they had all that lovely stuff up front about, like, I don't need your protection, I need your trust. Yeah. I really like the reference to from James about, like, Clark and Lex used to be friends, for years, thick and thin. It was like, wow, they've been watching Smallville. Awesome.
Yeah. When they gave us a look at some Luthor Manor, and it kind of looked like Smallville's Luthor Manor.
A little bit.
Now, of course, Lionel comes in. He doesn't look anything like our Lionel.
The beloved hairy-faced
the beloved Smallville Lionel Luthor. Doesn't look anything like that guy. Not nearly as good of an actor either.
Nah.
I'm sorry.
Glover was good. Yeah. Where is it? They're arguing earlier, and she says like, "I'm not mad." You literally just said you were mad 2 seconds ago. You said you were mad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was with Monel. I'm mad you're dating somebody else. Okay.
Yeah. There were you got a great snapper car line out of this.
Go for it.
Your gumption annoys me to no end, but keep gumptioning for tomorrow's cover.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
The beginning of the episode, I actually wrote down, Lionel, Lex, can we stay here all episode?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our first look at Lex in this canon, right?
Yeah.
And I guess any of the Arrowverse.
Well, as much as this is the Arrowverse, yeah.
Well, sure. Or the Berlantiverse. The Berlanti multiverse. Yeah. It's got I wondered, you didn't get like a reaction shot out of Lex. He's just playing chess, and then, Lena comes in and almost seems to like learn the game and then start beating him in short order.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted like a nice reaction shot of Lex with like a furled "I will kill you" kind of eyebrow. No such luck.
Yeah, I was somewhat annoyed with that. Not the fact that she could beat him, but because they used it to be like, or does she have something up her sleeve?
Yeah, I know. That little... It's like this infamous shot people use when they're trying to just hold out hope for the villain there. As soon as Kara gets out, she moves the piece one more. What is it? It's like the White Knight, I think she moves over.
Mm-hmm.
Because of course.
Mm-hmm. And stares into the darkness.
Yeah.
Into the very essence of her soul.
Mm-hmm. Now, I would be impressed with it at least if I could freeze frame that board and go recreate it right now and come up with like a plausible way that everyone is represented and moved around, and they actually were using that in as part of the backstory for the show right now. That would be cool, but that's never happened. It's just some stupid shot people use to make sure you can't really trust somebody.
Right. I would love if they figured out what the chessboard meant. And Kara's like, wait a minute, is James the Black Knight? No. That is racist.
No, I wouldn't.
That is awful.
Never.
I would. Anyway.
Why are the Black Knight and the White Bishop always like right together?
So anyway.
Yeah, silly thing that they do. Now, the little coming out scene at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Hank's like, of course I knew. I'm psychic.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely. Followed by Mons. Is that not a thing people do on this planet?
On Daximus, more the merrier.
Yeah. He's really getting me somewhere with the show right now. I've gotten to the point where I'm big on Mon-El now.
Yeah.
And so far he's funny. Like he makes me laugh at least a couple times an episode. And he's on screen more now, so he's making me laugh more than Win, but that's not Win's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Win is still probably the funniest per pound on the show. But yeah, they've got Mon-El doing fun stuff. There's a good backstory behind him this year. It's going to look like, and he's so far the most plausible partner for Kara that they've put on screen
so far.
Yeah, I
would still love to know exactly why Kara broke up with what's his face, James.
I don't know. I'm not.
I mean,
sure.
she did sort of, I think, allude to it. Like, she couldn't be with someone because she was Supergirl. I'm like, when did you decide that? When did we say that? What?
Yeah, like between seasons.
Maybe I need to go back to the show and look at it. I don't know.
Yeah, what happened is at the end of the season, she got so hopeful that it exhausted all of her hope for her own relationships.
Mm-hmm.
That must have been it.
So when Alex tells Mon-El, some people here aren't big on ladies loving ladies. It made me cringe because in my old friend group, I mean, we're still all friends, but it was well established that you don't say ladies.
just an inner.
It's just
inner
creepy. It's just creepy. Like, no one has ever pulled that off. No one has ever pulled off saying ladies without it just sounded creepy.
Yeah.
Like they were at home combing their chest hair or something.
Yeah, the grease in someone's hair triples instantly when they use ladies. And one button comes down. And what was previously a nice set of jeans becomes a leather pant. Just in an instant.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought she had already come out to everyone anyway.
No, it has.
Felt like it was.
She did gather, I think, the people that didn't technically know, and it's good for her to go ahead and let everybody know.
Yeah,
it's a cathartic moment for people, especially when it goes over so well. Like she's having a great time right now. Relationship's going well. Everybody's pretty much on board with this. Like this doesn't normally often go that well.
Yeah. I kind of wish Jean of all people had just been like, no.
I won't have it.
Just like angry, bigoted uncle.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't want that. Anyway, the courtroom scene. Alex says when they get Metallo on the stand, Alex goes, "I hate him," and Kara goes, "He literally has no heart." It's like, oh my gosh, you guys, really?
Yeah. Now, apparently, he was a fan favorite.
Was he?
He was spoken of as a fan favorite in some of the media that I ran across.
They say that about everything.
About things. I didn't hate him when he was on last time by any stretch. I thought that weird flapping his arms thing was a weird choice, but other than that, I thought he's fine. But I'm not sad he's gone, you know? He looked pretty gone.
Yeah, I mean, he might be
blowed
gone.
up. Yeah, when we didn't see a body, but his body was apparently a bomb. So
yeah, but we didn't see a body.
I know. But Super-Hank's still out there, I guess, so we'll see him.
I suspect we'll see the poor man's Tom Hardy once again.
Right.
Allow me to treat you as hostile.
Yeah.
So, I feel kind of bad, but I like Eve Tessmacher better than Kara at this point.
Nah, she'll come around. She'll come around.
I actually do like Eve Tessmacher, though. I mean, she's interesting.
Yeah, she's been fun.
She's fun.
Carl will go back to being charming soon. I didn't have really much else on the episode. It was kind of I don't know, kind of a rote episode, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not a very surprising thing. Like, I love Lex's the Lex technology that they found.
Mm-hmm.
Like giant old axe, Black Mercy still looking good.
Yeah.
Actually got to see his battle armor.
Mm-hmm.
That was all really cool. But the thing I ended up taking away from this episode more than anything is, and I'm glad they're wrapping up a little bit on this whole Guardian, Supergirl, can they work together thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing I liked about it though was like she's facing the idea of a Batman. Like, this is a thing that I feel like Superman and Batman kind of have to go through too. Is like there's this person that you care about, but you know they're in way more danger than you are, but you have to respect the fact that they make their choices too.
Right.
Like, out in the field, you've got to be able to trust them to have your back, but you don't want to think of them as this vulnerable thing that's supposed to have your back, and you don't want to think of them as something you need to be protecting the whole time. Like, you want to be out in the field working together, and there's a psychological hump I would figure any Superman, Supergirl, Superwoman would have to get over to be out there in the field with a mortal and be able to really work with them and not like in spite of them or be constantly on the lookout. So anyway, I like that she's gone through that little journey. She's found her Bruce, I guess.
Yeah. How cool was it in the courtroom scene when Metallo starts blasting and he's blasting all around Lillian and she's just sitting there grinning? I think that may have been the best she's been. That and when she later says the line, if they can take or maybe even earlier, I don't remember where it was, but if they can take the greatest mind and make him go insane defending himself, like when she's just passionately talking about Lex, like that's ridiculous. He's clearly evil.
Yeah. And I kept getting confused. Like, they made it seem like Lena's way smarter than Lex.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, the greatest mind of all time. Your greatest mind is clearly... What happened?
Well, Lillian clearly believes that Lex is smarter than Lena. Like, she doesn't think much of Lena.
I know, but it doesn't... I mean, well, apparently that's a love child she's got there, so...
Yeah, she's got blinders on, man.
Yeah, I know. Which
is my answer for this. Roland Smoker messaged us. He said, she has to pay for what her cousin did to your brother. Is Supergirl really at fault for what someone else did and to someone not even present? It sounds like something out of a parody. I thought it was a joke for a moment. It was a dumb line, man. It really was. But at the same time, again, she's got blinders on. She thinks, that is how she thinks. She hates Supergirl. She hates aliens.
Oh, she's xenophobic as fuck.
Yeah, I mean... She's probably going, you're an alien like him. You're his cousin. You got the cape. You're wearing a suit. No, you have to pay for what her cousin did to your brother.
I mean, if they were establishing it more as like the whipping boy effect, where they say like, you have to pay. I want him to see, I want him to see what I do to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get to him later, but I'm going to break everything he loves first. Now, if that was the angle, or if they'd expressed that more, I think it gives it a little more bearing, but as it's just like, you got an S on, you're going down. because it's convenient that I'm over here casting the show. Tyler Hoechlin's not on right now.
Shall we address the elephant in the room? The elephant-sized plot hole?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
There's Kryptonite. Why don't we send the person who's vulnerable to Kryptonite instead of the Martian? I mean, he does show up at the end, but I mean, a little bit too late, man. Come on.
Yeah.
This could have gone a lot better.
Yeah, they got to start splitting up duties a little bit better.
I mean, yeah.
If they do that, if there is a time where they reverse that kind of call, where like there's a Kryptonite based enemy out in the field, and Supergirl's like, all right, I'm on it. I think it'll be Wen that finally goes, what if we send the person that's not allergic to Kryptonite? Just saying, throwing it out there,
Yep.
What if Hank went this time?
Is there any
but
possible
I'm Supergirl.
way we can?
Yeah. And you can super sit here in this chair while Hank takes care of this problem.
Yeah. I think Kara gets to learn a lesson about relying on others again.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, you can even make it funny. Like, they sit there and play Scrabble, and Kara's annoyed, just like fuming under just... You can see her growing incandescent with rage that she can't get out in the field, and they're like trying to distract her with a game of Uno or something. It could be stupid. Like, they start playing video games on that giant DEO screen up there, and on one little small screen you see Hank like beating the crap out of the guy that she's watching the little screen with Hank. They're watching like this giant shoot 'em out or whatever. It could be funny.
It could be. It'd be great. See, anything else?
Nope. We got Mr. Mrs. next week. I said that right?
Mixie Spittle.
Mixia
Spittlick.
Let's see how this show pronounces it then. I think he did it. I think he did Mixia Spitlicks.
Yeah, I think he did Mixia Spitlick. Yeah.
Mixia Spitlick. Anyway. I'd forgotten he was next week, and then the little glimmer happened in the room. Oh, yeah, it's next week.
Did you recognize the box that Lillian picked up and said, "Oh, my darling boy, you finished it"?
What is that? I didn't catch it. It looked like little sonic disruptors. Or is that something else?
She just picked up like a metal box, as far as I could tell, that was like a colander.
Okay. See, it was unclear to me. There was that box, and then later she threw that like sonic disruptor thingy. And I'm not sure if the box contained the sonic disruptor thingy.
Yeah, I don't know. But she still had that box with her when she left.
Yeah, I think she still had the box when she left. I don't know if it was like, oh, there's more of these in here, or if the little sonic grenade was just extra swag that he had hanging around.
Yeah, I don't know.
But whatever's in that little box, we'll find out soon.
All right, I think that's gonna do it for this episode, guys.
And you know what's happening next week though is obviously makes a spit lick. But again, the show not letting her kiss people. Getting back to that point, they've already said in the synopsis though that it's going to create tension between Mon-El and Kara because Mon-El has seen these kinds of creatures before, and she just tries to shrug him off like, oh, it's weird. He's like, no, you got to take it seriously. So yeah, they're not going to let her kiss apparently ever anybody. She is not to love.
Poor Supergirl.
I don't know.
All right, we are DC On Screen. You can find every episode at DCOnScreen.com. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. We're proud members of the Giant Size Team Up Network, GiantSizeTeamUp.com. We're going to be coming right back with a review of Arrow 513, Spectre of the Gun. Until then, keep some DC on your screen.